Hello, it's Bryan here from thegreatgordino.com, and I'm taking another look at one of my quote images, and this one I like to think of as a little expansion on an all-time classic, and here it is. Presumption can be the thief of opportunity or the gateway to it. You get to decide. Now, I did say that it's my little expansion on an all-time classic, and the all-time classic I'm talking about is Henry Ford's quote, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." So if that's such an all-time classic quote, and it is because it's easy to understand and the point behind it is easy to understand and agree with, why do I think, little old me, that I need to expand on it? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. And it was the photo behind this video that made me think about it, because I took that photo on a little trip up to see the Ailsa Craig rock up in Scotland, just off the west coast of Scotland, and it's where all the curling stones come from. Long-time readers of mine will know that curling is a passion of mine, so I decided to make the effort to drive hundreds of miles up there to see the rock, take photos of it and go out over to the rock. And it was when I took this photo in particular that made me think about the quote, because in days gone by, and I took that photo from the mainland looking out over to the rock, at some point in the past people must have wondered about what opportunities there might be over on the rock. What might be there? But in order to look at those opportunities, they'd have to get over to the rock. Now they might look at the jagged rocks in the foreground there between where I took the photo and the rock, and they might think, oh, I can't possibly get there, look at those jagged rocks, and just give up. Or they might look at the other side of the photo and see the gap between the rocks and think, you know what, I can get through that gap, that looks like a nice little path there, I can get to Ailsa Craig rock and see what's over there. The opportunity is exactly the same. What's changed is the presumption about whether it's possible or whether it isn't possible, and that change of presumption changes everything, because it changes fundamentally whether you're going to take advantage of the opportunity or not. So that's probably enough about big old granite rocks just off the coast. Let's look at your opportunities. Now you might be thinking, to start off with, I don't have any opportunities. And that's your first mistake, because if I may be so bold, because opportunity is all around us. There is an abundance of opportunity offered, and I call it an abundance of opportunity, offered by the internet. And particularly with the rise of social media, you can get in touch with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of people at any time, anywhere, all over the world, all the time. It is a fantastic opportunity. So if you're thinking you don't have opportunity, it might not be your presumption that's the problem about whether you can or can't. It's your presumption about whether there's an opportunity in the first place. Never mind whether you can take advantage of it, whether the opportunity is there in the first place. All about the presumption. Now you might presume that it's not going to work because it's going to be too difficult. You might not be good enough. Other people might laugh at you. It could be that these are other people's presumptions that you've taken on board so much that they actually override your deep down presumptions that you can. You've let them be overridden by taking on and believing to be true other people's presumptions. As a result of that, you take no action. As a result of taking no action, you get no results, and that might reinforce those presumptions. Or you might think, actually, I can do it, and I'm going to do it. You might presume that, okay, it might be difficult, but I can manage. If I find out I don't know how to do something, I can learn how to do things. I've learned how to do other things in the past, so I can learn how to do things again. So if there are difficulties and setbacks, I can get past those. You might presume that instead of other people laughing at you, they won't laugh at you. That actually they'll be supportive and encourage you along the way. So the opportunity hasn't changed. That's just a change of your presumption, and maybe a change of how you look at other people's presumptions of you about whether you can, whether you can't, whether you should or whether you shouldn't. It's a key concept, the attitude, and that's why I call attitude one of the 4 magic words beginning with A. Sound exciting? Well, it is exciting. I always find it exciting when I've taken action on it myself, and that's why I get excited about putting the message out there, because once you have these positive presumptions, the gateways of opportunity open up to you, and once you walk through those gateways of opportunity, which may have been around you all the time, you just looked at them in a negative way, once you walk through them, things start to move around you. Habit starts to kick in about the way you view opportunity. Momentum starts to kick in once you take action and repeated action. Circumstances move around you. Other people react differently towards you, and you will find that new opportunities present themselves to you once you've gone through that initial gateway of opportunity. It is amazing what can happen once you change your presumption, change your attitude and change your action. The results start to come. So I hope you like that expansion that I've put on and my interpretation of Henry Ford's quote. To say that presumption can be the thief of opportunity might be language that is a little bit too flowery for Henry Ford, who just said, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. But I happen to like, if my version's a little bit more flowery, I happen to like that because it's a bit more poetic, a bit more emotion, and it's all about emotion, getting in touch with the real, passionate, authentic you. What makes you feel alive, what brings you joy. It's those opportunities that you need to presume that you can take advantage of, that you need to stop presuming you can't take advantage of, and take different actions which gets and brings different results. So I hope you enjoy that message. If you did enjoy that message, let me know. Leave a comment below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. Pop over and see me at the blog, thegreatgordino.com, where you'll find lots of my other content, articles and videos and images. And also, you can get my free 8-step goal achievement formula. Now that will help anyone who wants to start taking advantage and start walking through these gateways of opportunities. So if you find that you consider yourself in that situation, that you'd like to do something more and investigate more about moving forwards and taking advantage, that you think you might need a little bit of a guide to help you, go and grab my free 8-step goal achievement formula. You can get that at the site, thegreatgordino.com. Pop over and see me at Facebook. Facebook.com/thegreatgordino is my personal profile, and then there's my pages there, Facebook.com/YourLifeTransforming and Facebook.com/thegreatgordino newsletter. So, it's Gordon Bryan signing off for now. I like to think that presumption is the gateway to opportunity, not the thief of opportunity. Make sure you're doing the same too, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.